Hi, goal getters. Madison here from Make It Fun, Get It Done, and Be Persistent and Consistent. Today is going to be a segment that is a technique that I call truce, truce, and more truce. It has to do with the way that a technique I use to manage emotions and do emotional management. Now, why would you want to do emotional management? Well, if you want to get goals, you want to get ahead in life, you got to have your head be not burdened down, your body, your mind, your soul not be burdened down by negative emotions. And so there's ways to get rid of these negative emotions or negative thoughts. Now, some of you may have heard ideas about, you might have these little voices, negative voices that come in your head, give you these negative thoughts. Another idea is called like little voice management, and different ideas out there on how to manage thoughts. Well, this is one technique on how to manage thoughts and manage emotions that I call truce, truce, and more truce, and I did a video on this a bit ago, a year or two ago, and just redoing this video. So as you go along throughout your day, you might get these negative thoughts that come into your head. Well, what do you want to do with them? You want to get rid of them. Well, I do. You may want to keep them, but I kind of doubt that. Get rid of them. So this idea is this technique where you can, when you get these thoughts into your head, right then, write them down. Well, you got to have something to write them down on. So it may be something like a piece of paper to write the negative ones down on. Now, what I do is I fold the paper in half, and I like to put lines on the paper. So I put a line here down the middle of the paper. I like to have lined papers on mine. It doesn't have to be lined. You can do any type of paper. So you fold it in half, and then you have these lie voices. These lie voices that you can write on this right side. Right side lie voices. And so you'd write down the negative there, and then you write down a positive here. So a lie might be like, I let people down. That might be a lie. So this is going to represent now, I have this other paper that I actually redid. So this is going to be like the two sides with the lines in the middle. So here's an idea that I wrote here. I let people down. So that's the one. Now on this other side, what you want to write on the other side, well, you start out with I. And I have a name, Madison Murphy. And I feel it's important to put your name here for various reasons. So I, Madison Murphy, and first and last name to identify myself, including my foundation is my last name and myself is my first name, part of my identity. And then you write something opposite of this, I let people down. Now, one thing that I heard one of my mentors say today on this one, so I, Madison Murphy, lift people up. So here's what I wrote. So I, Madison Murphy, lift people up. Well, that's one truth. Now I call these truths, truths, and more truths because you've got one truth there. It kind of counters the lie. If you have two truths, it counters even more. If you have three truths, it counters even more than that. So here's the basic part, the truth. Now the other truths and more truths are the next one, write something positive about your physical appearance. So I wrote something positive about my physical appearance. Of course, I need to put a bridging word, and. So I, Madison Murphy, lift people up, and my eyes are handsome. Try not to go over the line. So my eyes are handsome. So I lift people up, my eyes are handsome. And then next one is write something about your intelligence or your mind. And then the other one I have is My mind is wise. So here's an example. I, Madison Murphy, lift people up, and my eyes are handsome, and my mind is wise. So there you've got 3 truths to counteract the 1 lie. So here's kind of an example. If you want to see it better on the cards, maybe that's a better way of seeing there. And so I, Madison Murphy, lift people up, and my eyes are handsome, and my mind is wise. Now, you don't want to keep these lies around or these things hanging around. I mean, these truths are good to keep around, and this is like an affirmation or a power positive statement or a declaration. This right here is something that you can say to yourself daily if you want. But you don't want to keep that lie around. So what I do is I rip it in half, and I rip it up, and if I'm by the barbecue, I light it on fire. If not, I just rip it up and throw it away. And just throw it away. So here's this other example. So here you have, again, we'll go over this one more time. I got this lie that popped up. I let people down. And notice I didn't use my name in this one. Key thing, I didn't use the name in this one. However, I did in this one. I, Madison Murphy, lift people up, and my eyes are handsome, and my mind is wise. So write down that part that you keep. This is the part that you rip off, tear up. I lift people up. I don't let people down. And so that there is truths, what I call truths, and more truths. So this is a technique that I invite you to right now. The next negative thought that comes in your mind, write down that negative thought, and then you'd write down I, and then your first name and your last name. Then the opposite of that thought, of the negative thought, then something positive about your physical features, and something positive about your mind, your brain, or your intelligence. So go do it now. Make it fun. Get it done. And be persistent and consistent. I just love to manage emotions. I know you will too.